guys, so here's a preview. It was inspired of the R18 being down, being carless, but making moves out here, so good vibes. All right guys, so I don't know how many of you might struggle, but this is where I mounted my EPS module. As you can see, that's the grommet, the hole you have to cut. You'll probably see a little cutout right there. Just take it out. It's pretty much cut out already, just the sides, maybe around here where I have my fingers. It'll probably have fabric, so just cut that, either pull it off or get a box cutter and fully cut it. And then what I did is I grabbed a Sharpie and I kind of cut the oval, and I kind of cut inside and just ended up cutting it. So I can't take full credit. Anna Toon helped me out with that, so shout out to him for coming in clutch with the little bits, because I think my Dremel didn't have them, so shout out to him. Also, well, I used this bracket right here. This bolts up to I forgot what this bolts up to, but this hole is just like vacant, so I don't know if it was intended for that, but that's how I did it. And I just drilled a self tapper there for a ground, hoping that's good. And I drilled one here and another one here for the bottom bracket. I don't know if you can see, but that's for the bottom bracket of the EPS module. So I just used that hole, that way I don't have to cut another hole. And yeah, that's how it's being held. So the blower goes here, and something else you're gonna have to kind of modify in case you don't get the trims. Glenn had the trims, but I didn't think I would need them, so I didn't grab it. This piece right here is the cover for this right here. However, this right here came with this, so it was integrated. And what this is, as you can see, it has a little insert. That is to put a fastener like this. So this fastener, I went ahead and covered it with this one, but this fastener, I mean, just like the door panel, it has a little hole. This goes in there and it's a clip pretty much. So this is an extension, so you can reach from back here and there. And I believe the SI has a different one, so as you can see, it's here. So I'm guessing it's a lot shorter, or maybe more on the side. But however, I got a flat disc with the grinder, chopped it up, and lines up pretty perfect. So there might be a little gap. I mean, right now it's not fully bolted on, but there's a little gap. I mean, you can always put 3M tape and then fully seal it. But then again, the blower is right here, so you probably have like a finger of a finger gap, so it's not like something's gonna catch onto here. But if you're what is it, EDS, ODS, ADHD, whatever, you can just self-tap screw. Well, maybe not self-tap screw, because you're gonna fuck this up, but maybe 3M tape or something, hot glue. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys, because I had a hard time figuring out the EPS because no one else was there to help me. But yeah, just FYI, that's the EPS, or at least that's where I mounted it, and it seems to clear everything. So that's that. I don't know what else is over here. Oh yeah, let me come around. Let me come around. So I noticed I have this harness pretty much just left over. And after doing some research, I believe this is for the VSA, which I don't have previously on the R18. But tracing back this SI harness, the clip is right here. So this clip is pretty darn close to all this right here. I mean, it's actually the same one. As you saw, there's a red and blue, I mean blue and white on here. So that's where it goes. But since I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but I'm deleting ABS. I don't need VSA, so I mean I'm still gonna leave it here. If I want to mess with it, I mean I still can, even after putting the whole thing. And then another wire that was empty or leftover was this one right here, but that I believe it's for the fogs, so I don't need it. So at this point the car should be pretty much ready. Well, all wired up pretty much. So I'm going to start and clean up whatever trim pieces I took off, and then place them back on the car and start putting all the interior back on. So it'll probably take me, I don't know, a couple minutes, an hour, a few hours to put everything back on. I'll try to update you guys hopefully by tonight when I put everything up in the thing, and maybe that's a good way to end the video. If I get more ahead, I'll update you guys, but yeah, let's get it. All right guys, so I'm getting ready to put the black hard cover back on, but before that I realized that I had taken off a bolt down here, so I forgot to put it back on. So I guess at this time, if you want to go back, I'll go back and just verify that you have all your grounds accounted for. That'd probably be the best idea. So I'm just gonna tighten that bolt, then I'll update you guys when I put this sucker back on. So it shouldn't be too hard. Sometimes when it's possible, I like to put the bolts back on, that way I don't lose them and I know where they go, or I know the bolts where they're at. But yeah guys, let me put this ground down here and let's get the sucker back on. Let's go. Before I fully bolt everything up, I just wanted to show you guys how it looked. I went ahead and put this hard cover. I still need 3 more bolts, so maybe that's why it's a little loose on this side, but this other side is super sturdy because I put all the bolts. But yeah, this was as much of a pain it was to remove, same or even more pain to put back on. But unfortunately, I mean, it has to go, or it has to come off, so you can remove the harness. I mean, maybe you can get away without removing it, but it's gonna be a heck of a bitch to get around, especially around the blower section, feeding the EPS and all that. So I mean, I guess you have to remove it. What else? Yeah, so I mean, I checked my ground before I put this back on, because yeah, it's gonna be a mission removing it again. So I just gotta put 3 more bolts, and it's gonna be secure. Then I'll go ahead and put the levers, go ahead and put my shore hub, and then put all the dash trim pieces, the side pillars, and I left the tweeters out because I want to test them out, see if they work. If not, well, I'll upgrade them since I'm here. But yeah, let me fast forward. So yeah guys, the interior is pretty much done. Now in the engine bay, I guess it's pretty much ready. I just have to finish guiding the harness, because I kind of just half-assed it right there. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. And also I was going through my parts, and I noticed I do have the new AC lines for the SI. I thought they were interchangeable, or I thought they were straight bolt-ons, but they're not. The SI ones reach all the way to like over here. So I'll do that. Let me grab some white. So yeah, so you can see the R18s end right here. The SI ones like reach up to like over here. So that's that. So I also have a few things for tomorrow or down the week. Change the SI hubs, knuckles, brake calipers, and rotors. And I'll probably swap the old R18s to the back so we can have some more meat for some like burnouts, handbrakes. So yeah, I have a few things to get to stay busy while the mounts and the other parts for the get here. So I ordered a new manifold, well, intake manifold. I don't know if it has to be ported. It's a 70 millimeter. Also, I couldn't find my stock SI TB, so I went ahead and ordered a J35. I believe those are 68, if not 70 millimeters. The intake manifold I ordered is a 70 millimeters, so hopefully it's pretty close. If not, hopefully the intake manifold is bigger. That way we don't have to port. If not, well, I guess I'll just have to port it from the get-go and just cut it and have Anna do a full port job from the beginning, since the car is down, you know. But yeah, I have a few things, I guess, to stay busy, so I'll tackle those down just to try to stay productive and hopefully meet our deadline, which is the end of the month. But hopefully those are the big item numbers that I pulled the trigger on. Definitely, I mean, mounts and an intake manifold. Thankfully the homies were able to dig into the garage and help me scavenge an exhaust, flywheel, a clutch. So these are all kind of like temporary, just to get me by, drop the motor and get it running. Eventually I'm gonna upgrade those, especially if I'm going turbo, because yeah, I'm gonna burn through that clutch quick. But yeah, guys, like I said, it's definitely a progress, but I'm excited to get it done. So yeah, stay tuned, follow the build, like, comment, subscribe, and as always, guys, stay wicked.